Orome, who's not a Vala, could even say to Orome, one Vala alone can't do this.
Yeah.
We need to go back for reinforcements, which is going to set up
Emphasis
Olmo
on-
failing.
Right, because he's about to
Exactly.
do that by
Emphasis on
himself.
Olmo's mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Which is completely manufactured.
Yep.
You know,
if the shoe fits, man.
I've been saying for a long time they needed to do something other than stand and stare at the trees and cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're the Valar.
And I can't think of anybody better than Olmo who would do exactly that.
Yeah.
So
right.
maybe Tool.
All right. So, what can we do in Act 3? We need to at least get one little thing besides Elmo and Melkor.
Sorry, I realized that Tulkas also can't stand and stare at the trees and cry, because that's not what he would do. But there's a lot of darkness and webs all around the trees, so he could have been tearing them all up while standing there.
Or trying to.
He feels like he's being
he can start trying to reopen Valmar.
So he is just tearing up webs and thinks he's doing something.
And pieces of Valmar are coming off when he pulls the webs. Like the foundations of Valmar come undone before the webs do.
Yeah.
All right. It's all right. Nobody lives there. So what else can we do in Act 3 besides Olmo and Melkor? Before we get to go somewhere for you.
Tulkas lives in Valmar, by the way. Tulkas' house is in Valmar.
That's true.
So
he
there
has a courtyard where people wrestle and stuff.
Yeah. Because of course he does.
So
he and Nessa,
does, but it's
he and Nessa are working
the book
together.
Yeah.
Okay, Nessa can help him tear off the vines or whatever.
Okay,
she can gather it up and put it into a pile off to the side while he's tearing things up. Because he's basically just
a pile of unlight.
Well, he's just being like he's tearing up webs and just kind of throwing them everywhere. And she's like, "Friggin' this guy! I got to pick up after him and doing his laundry all the time."
Because Nessa does laundry.
Yeah. When you are married to Tulkas, you're going to be washing a lot of sweat-soaked loincloths, okay? Because he's just he's not going to see the need. It's not because she's like his domestic wife or whatever. It's just that he will never do it, and she's like, no, I'm not having that. So
it's kind of how my wife winds up doing most of the housework, not because she's some sort of subservient housewife, but because she notices and cares.
Yeah. And men are just not equipped for that kind of stuff.
I keep telling her that. She doesn't believe me. She thinks it's just me. No, honey, that's a lot of guys are like that.
If it makes you feel any better, I am the same exact way, and I am not a guy.
High five.
See?
Yeah.
Virtual high
stereotype.
five.
I'm leaning into the stereotype a little bit.
So about Act 3, what else can we put in Act 3 besides the Olmo Melkor confrontation? I just need one thing.
Well, we can't go back to the trees.
Can't go back to the trees?
We can't go back to Forminos.
Can't go back to Forminos.
Where are the refugees right now?
They're en route.
Okay, can anything happen to them en route?
Orome could deliver a lot of exposition about what's happened.
We already know what happened.
What Nick is looking for.
I know. I'm. What could we get out of an interaction between Orome and Nerdanel, or any of the sons of Feanor and Nerdanel?
Oh, guys, we have a problem.
Oh, what's that?
Eonwe can fly, and he's a messenger. Is there any reason he wouldn't immediately go back to the trees and deliver all these messages?
So here's what happens.
We need to give Eonwe something to do, even if it is splitting the party. Even before the messengers get there, the refugees.
So
he wouldn't fly because he's going to end up like the Eagles, and that's not okay.
I guess, but are there webs in the sky?
Yes. How do you think we got the eagle down in the first place? Like I'm telling you, they're attached to nothing and they are just hanging there. It's magic. It does what it needs to do.
It's like those terrifying flying spider webs in South America.
Yeah. Well,
there you go.
They can even discuss when they first encounter the dead eagle. Like they realized that it got.
How did this happen?
Yeah, and they're like, he must have gotten tangled in webs, and then he's
covered in webs.
Oh well, we can't really. It's like that's when they realize. That's when he realizes. Oh, then we shouldn't fly. Because we don't know. They don't even know what the deal is.
Well, like Aonwe, Orome can ask. It can suggest. All right. Well, you know.
Well, and we've already seen that the webs are sentient and go after things, right? Like it's a flying web that chases you. Like they should get to that and look at the thing and be like, how did this even happen? Like it's not just that he was blinded. Like it's not covering his face, right? His face is fine and his back and his wings
just crash.
Yeah, it's this assaulted him from behind and dragged him to the ground.
Yeah.
And it should be all shriveled.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's been sucked dry, as they say. Yeah. So.
Okay. This still doesn't get us any closer to answering our question.
Yeah.
Well, it makes it so that we all walk back together instead of flying there.
Yeah, it solves the problem that Marie brought up.
But the point is, nothing interesting is happening to the refugees, so we should not go back to them.
Well, the question is there anything interesting that we can give them that is not
cotton webs?
Should Nerdinel say anything about Feanor at this point? Like, do we need her to talk about their relationship at all? Because she could mention.
Who's she going to talk to?
She's going to talk to her kids, but
they're not there.
Oh, who was at Formanos besides Nerdinel and Elway?
Maybe Celebrimbor, we said.
Celebrimbor and the rest of their household.
Right.
So what do they need? They don't need to talk about anything, do they?
Not really. I'm trying to come up with something that.
No, I understand. I just
because I do feel like we might need to have her say something at some point about where her relationship is at this point with Feanor. But I'm not sure if this is the place or not. I just figured I'd bring it up.
I think could maybe. We will have to finish that off in season 3.
I feel like it's not really Celegorm's place to bring that up, and I don't think she would just start venting at somebody. Like, she's too professional and private for that type of stuff.
Right.
So
if anything, she would. If anything,
Celebrimbor is her grandson.
To Orome?
Still,
I'm not sure that she would, but like. That would be the only person I think she might, because if she thinks something might go down at when they meet Feanor, like
not really. Like I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
This is bigger. This is bigger than Feanor, and she knows it, even if Feanor doesn't, right? So,
and also, like the only thing that she might be concerned about running into Feanor again is that she came without the Silmarils, and I don't want to telegraph again. I don't want to bring that up and telegraph.
She's not going to be worried about that because she's going to be like, friggin' duh, we didn't stop for the Silmarils. Any normal human would not have bothered. So
they're not human.
Jokes.
Anyway,
the end result is that we have gotten no closer to adding anything to scene.
Okay, well, hang on.
To Act 3.
Are there any unaccounted for Valar / Ainur that we can use that are doing? I feel like it's a little late in this episode to be bringing somebody we haven't talked to in a while.
How about Lorien, the guy with dreams? Is there any reason to have him say anything or do anything that's not at the trees?
Why is he not there?
Well, who knows, but he can't be there because we're not going back there right now.
No.
Wait a minute.
You know who might not be there, though?
I just thought of what we could do.
Okay.
We can visit with our bad guys in Angband.
Oh, yes.
That's really good.
Yes. That's perfect.
Okay.
All right, and I think that we need to reinsert a scene in episode 12 to do this because we're seeing them at the end of this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right,
so why do we go back to Angband? What do we need to do with Myron and his Balrog buddies that we haven't done already?
Well, okay, we have to be setting up what the political climate is going to that Melkor walks into here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So Sauron 100% expects to be Melkor's right-hand guy.
Yep.
Okay.
I
However,
think he plans to make a compelling case for it. Sure.
Yeah.
His part of the orc project is I want to say completed at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm basically just spitballing to see if we can come up with something for what he's thinking right now.
Yeah, he's managed to
They
win
know
over
that
some captive elves.
Oh, well, they know that
Build a bunch of
going
werewolves.
on. They know something's
Oh,
going on.
no. So I think it's absurd to just assume that they know what's going on, right? But this
How would they?
Not that they know
this is a
but
good
they know
opportunity for us
what's
to see Thuringwethel again.
Yeah.
I think Thuringwethel at some point during the season has come and informed them that Melkor is not imprisoned anymore.
Right.
And in fact, we could actually have a nod to that in the episode where he gets out. That Thuringwethel has been sort of Myron's little spy in Valinor, collecting all the information.
She wouldn't know it right away because Middle Earth and Valinor are so far apart.
Right. Yeah. But we haven't seen when did Melkor get released back in
episode 8.
So episode 8. So she's like, basically he kind of sends her there to keep tabs on what's going on in Valinor, but he doesn't want her coming back making regular reports because then he's gonna miss stuff. So he's like, just wait for the right moment. You'll know when it comes. Bring me something that I need to know.
Right.
And so when Melkor is released, she immediately goes back to Middle Earth and lets Myron know, hey, he's out. Should we be prepared? And I would even go so far as to say that he's preparing the orcs as an army, so that we already have an army when we need them rampaging in episode 4. Do you see where I'm going with this? So he's preparing to actually assault Valinor.
There's a problem, though. The problem is that we spent 2-3 episodes trying to sell Melkor's repented, and that's going to make it harder to do.
Right, but we haven't seen any of this.
No,
all we see when Melkor is first released is that Thuringwethel is there to witness it, and then she flies into the east. Okay, so when we go back to our guys now, they're arguing basically over the particulars of an assault on Valinor.
Here's the deal: if we want to keep the what is Melkor up to ambiguous, we can have Thuringwethel say Melkor is doing the Valdar's bidding, which would be a very interesting piece of news for Sauron to get a hold of.
Right.
Yeah.
And the deal with spying and getting information is usually incomplete. It's usually late.
Yeah.
So Thuringwethel delivering that in, say, episode 12, if you said we needed some reason to...
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
I feel like episode 12 is a little late, but it's fine.
Well, it means that we realize that the bad guys don't know that Melkor is still a bad guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that could prompt
it's not obvious. It's not obvious they're going to...
The Balrogs don't buy it.
Yeah. She doesn't tell the Balrogs. She just tells Sauron.
Tell the Balrogs, no. I think
she doesn't want to get killed. They'll kill the messenger.
Yeah, exactly. I think basically what I think is that Sauron assumes that Melkor has got a plan, right?
Yes.
So he is building an army for to do Melkor's bidding, whatever that bidding may be. I think the Balrogs catch wind of the fact somehow that Melkor's out, and they demand to use the army in order to assault Valinor to break him free, because they don't get it, right? He's being cowed, he's been turned into a slave, and we must free him, and they just don't they're not thinking at all. Because they're big dumb not thinking.
So that's our episode 12 content then, maybe.
Well, we can lead with that, but then no, I think we would have to in episode 13. That's when the Balrogs find out about it, because Myron, we can let it go that Myron knows that Sauron is free, but I don't see a way to sort of. It's not going to take them that long to come to a decision, right? The Balrogs would just overpower Myron. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, episode 12, we get Thuringwethel's delayed report to Myron about Melkor's seeming good guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but she left way before he went AWOL. So she knows nothing about the whole Ungoliant thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's just like a little blip. Episode 13, we see that Sauron took this information and used it to ramp up his army stuff to get them ready for the return of Melkor, and the Balrogs get wind of it that way. So Thuringwethel never told the Balrogs.
The fact that it goes into full production. What are you doing?
They get on Sauron's case. What are you doing? And he basically kind of equivocates and says, "Well, what if Melkor got loose soon, and what if he needed us? And I just wanted to be prepared to help him." And they're not really buying that. So would he give away more?
Basically, I think that the fact that the army is swelling basically prompts a confrontation between them, and
Sauron has to lose the confrontation.
Well, he kind of has to.
But it looks like he's.
I got it. So
he's the better servant.
He's the smarter servant, right? So he's equivocating and doesn't want to give up the information, and so they turn on Thuringwethel and they're like, "Well, let's see what your little spy has to say about this. We'll see if her tongue is easier to loosen." And she's like, "It was him." She just spills it immediately. She's like, "This is not my area. This is what's going on, and have at it." And Myron is kind of, maybe a little bit grumpy about it.
But the point is, now the Balrogs have a reason to think that Melkor has turned on them or abandoned their case.
No.
Or that he's been coerced. I mean, I feel like they're doing what their mindset is exactly on where it should be when he cries out in pain, right? Like they're already there. They're like, "Oh, we have to go save him from these schmucks." Right?
I just feel like there should be some question as to whether or not they trust him.
No, not
here.
I
think they trust Melkor unequivocally. They don't trust Myron at all.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for me. That's my.
That's kind of my thought on that.
That's true.
It would be more interesting to do it the way you say, Marie, but the Balrogs are
not their characters.
They're mythological.
What we could do, however, monsters. That might be really interesting. Is okay. So if this is taking place in episode 12. Or even here, if
this is most of this is in episode 13, we get the lead in episode 12.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The only part that I want in 12 is Thuringwethel and Myron talking to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a short conversation.
The Balrogs is here.
Yeah.
If they threaten Thuringwethel and she spills the goods, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they don't believe her and proceed to just blast her thoroughly.
She can say, like, it looked to me like he was bowing and scraping before the throne.
Well, here's the beauty part about this: is they just nearly obliterate her, and Sauron's like, "See,
rude.
That's what you get when you I told you that you couldn't give them this information."
Right? Yeah, you should not have told them this.
It's like when Jane's like, "I got pinched," and Mel's like, "That's what happens when you call the feds."
Yep.
Yeah.
My problem with that is that I don't see why they wouldn't immediately turn around and obliterate Myron. Because he didn't want to tell them. I guess we could make a show of him like they could maybe make some overtures as if they're going to start something, and then they could be interrupted by
shadow werewolves coming out.
No. Not only that, they could be interrupted by the cry, and then we rewind time a little bit. Yeah. we could rewind time and then not explain what the sound is that
broke up this conversation.
Exactly. And then
it's like
then the Balrogs kind of disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you here for that, Brandon? Were you here for the very cool thing that Nick wanted? Wait, have we told anybody about the very cool thing that you came up with? With the spear stabbing and the lava?
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's your show, Nick.
We have all kinds of fun things in this finale.
Yes,
which is why it's a 2-hour show.
Very cool finale.
So, what I thought was that, in addition to just crying out for help for the Balrogs, to kind of set up their arrival, Melkor takes that spear when he's fighting against Ungoliant and stabs it into the ground, like just boom into the ground, and it creates a crack in the crust.
Okay.
And the earth splits a little bit, and there's like this lava flow that goes right to the doors of Angband, and
that's cool.
The camera follows it. And
you will recall, however, that we decided against that because it then made no sense. It was a very cool scene as you described. Actually, you know what? You could still have that moment where it travels to the gates of Angband. And I would actually like to see Feanor follow like the smoking remains of it in season.
Because it makes like a road for him.
Yeah, basically, like he's being beckoned to the gates. But what we ended up deciding was he doesn't stick he has his little cry of pain, but then he also is partially escapes the fetters and makes Ungoliant back off a little bit, because we basically need to make it plausible that he's not going to be immediately eaten. But we also just have the issue of how did they get there if they can't fly? How can they get there in time?
Right.
So now put the finishing.
They use it as like a conduit.
Yeah, put the finishing touch on it.
So they use the lava as like a conduit, and boom, pop up out of the lava.
That's cool. I like it.
Because as we all know, our Balrogs will never fly again.
Yes.
So.
But they can still have a cool engine.
Well, they've never flown in the first place, so.
Well, they used
Balrog,
Oh, that's right.
Balrog.
We gave them
however,
wings, and it was beautiful.
Maybe their shadowy, flaky wings work in lava. Who knows? But
it's magic. They're just magic, teleporting. Yeah. They dissolve into thin air to go like before Myron's eyes, and then we get the explanation of where they went in the climax.
Yeah. They don't actually dissolve before his eyes. Like, we're not going to see that.
Oh, I would. Totally
that's going to look good. No,
we don't really show people beaming. We do not show people beaming.
No.
It's too much fun to have with special effects with that kind of stuff.
We're gonna have them jumping out of a pit of lava. How much more fun with special effects do you need?
Oh, there's always space for more
fight
fun.
a ginormous shadow spider.
I realize we have the budget of whatever we want, but the special effects for this 2-hour episode is more than the special effects needed for the entire season to this point.
Yeah, that's certainly true. So the way I would end that scene then is the Balrog getting down in Myron's face, pretty Myron, and the Balrog, and his werewolf and orc army behind him, and then there's a sharp cry of pain, and not to give too much away, but Myron's kind of smug about it. He's like, our master's calling.
Yeah.
You should get on that. Yeah, and then the Balrog kind of storms out of the room.
That I'm fine with.
Yeah.
Although,
I think
where are we in the episode now? Are we in Act 3?
We're in Act 3. Yeah, we're close to the Thieves' Quarrel.
Yeah, but we're still like good 10-15 minutes before the Thieves' Quarrel.
Yeah, but
no.
The sound, the sound.
It's okay.
The sound of the cry. We'll be able to figure out like timeline wise exactly what has happened and how we've rewound it once we hear the cry the second time.
True.
Because it's going to be very distinctive.
Right.
So I don't think we'll be too confused about what the timing is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I more meant once we hear him do it the second time, and the whole our master's calling thing, we know help is on the way. Is that a bad thing?
No, I think that's fine.
Well,
because how the surprise is how it gets there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay.
a big awesome reveal.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, that's why I think that having the Balrogs even move off. Maybe if that's what I'm saying. If we just have Myron deliver that line and cut from there, it will make it less obvious what is about to happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we get then after that we go back to the trees. We get no Silmarils for you.
Silmaril Nazis.
Yeah. The Feanorians are going to be Silmaril Nazis a little bit. Sorry.
For the rest of history, in fact.
Sorry.
The oath is about to happen.
All right.
I know all about the oath. I know the oath.
We get Thieves' Quarrel Part 2, which is where we get the actual fight. I feel like we need to get into that in media res. We get into that where like Melkor is trying to get towards Angband and Ungoliant.
She lassos him.
Right. She keeps like tripping him up. Like it happens a few times, and she's saying, "Well, wait a minute. No, come here. Wait a minute. We have to talk about something."
Yeah.
Like a little playfully, almost and creepy playful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I can. Yeah.
I have to represent Karita here. That's. I feel like that's what you would want.
Well, at this point, I feel like Ungoliant is really in control of.
Yes. And
she's using the power that she has absorbed in a very like specific and malevolent way. So like she might be throwing out a leg or whatever. But
did we skip the Ilmo confrontation?
No, it's in Act 3.
It
was the entirety of Act 3.
We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
We know.
Sorry.